Everyone keep it going for the amazing, the wonderful, the John Yabes!
What's up? Thank you guys for coming in my special. I'm super excited to do this. You know, when I first proposed to do a special, a lot of people asked me why. First off, rude. Second off, I'll be real honest with you guys. I've got months to live. No, I'm just kidding. How funny would that be if that was true, though, right? What if I was just like, surprise, this is just a live reading of my last will and testament. I bequeath to you nothing. No, I also love performing. I'm performing in a garage, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, there's been so many success stories that have started out in garages, like rock bands, you know, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, you know, and that's what I want to be. You know, like 20 years from now, I just want to be the most evil man. That is my goal. 20 years from now, I want you guys to be like, remember when Yabes was telling jokes in a garage and now he's shooting dick-shaped rockets into space? What a turn, what a trajectory for that guy. Before I continue, too, I just want to let everyone here know that right now, I'm killing it. So, this thing that you guys call life, I'm just destroying, okay? So, yeah, I am, okay? For example, at the beginning of this year, I accomplished something pretty awesome, yeah? I got diabetes, so pretty tough to do, so want to pat myself on the back, you know? No, it's funny. It's funny I got diabetes because, like, you know, if I needed anything to remind me that I'm Filipino, you know, it's as if the universe almost forgot. They're just like, wait a minute, you're Filipino, slap, you know? So thank you, universe. I really needed it right now. So that's it's funny though because like I joke, but like, listen, if you're Filipino, you're gonna get diabetes. That's just the plain truth of it. Is there Filipinos here? Yeah. All right, you're gonna get it. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. It's just a fact. You know, it's just diabetes is the Jason Voorhees of the Philippines. He just. No matter how far you run, no matter where you hide, he will find you. So, you know, TikTok motherfuckers. It's funny, too, because, like, when I found out at the beginning of this year I had diabetes, it's a pretty interesting story. I brought myself to the hospital. I was feeling real bad. I thought I had a stomach thing. But the doctors did a whole bunch of tests, and, like, the one thing that tipped them off that I had diabetes is what they told me. They said I had lost a lot of weight really quickly. I had lost about 30 pounds in a month. That's what they said. Yeah. And they were just like, how did you not notice that you lost so much weight so quickly? And I looked at them and I was like, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought God was cutting me some slack. For once in my shit life. Just throwing me a bone, God, you know. Because I was experiencing the symptoms of diabetes at the beginning of December. And, like, you know, a lot of us understand December's a hard month for a lot of people. And at that moment, I was honestly thinking about, like, maybe I should end it, you know? Like, is it going to get any better, you know? And then I started losing weight. And I was like, maybe I'll just stick around. I don't know what's going on, but I want to see where this goes. You know? It turns out that, you know, God just has a sense of humor. I forgot December is his son's month. I forgot. You know. I should understand nepotism. I live in Hollywood. So. But listen, you know, since I lost 30 pounds, I lost another 30 pounds. So I lost about over 60 pounds now. So, you know, in a way, Thanks, diabetes. It's been literally the best weight loss program I've ever been on. It's I can keep to it. It's pretty easy, you know. And no, you know, I don't know. I think I look good. No, but yeah, no, it's fine. I lost all this weight, and you know, a lot of people were curious because they're just like, now that you lost all this weight, you know, has it helped like has it helped in your love life? You know, has it helped with your dating? You know, and I'm happy to announce to you guys that it hasn't. So, 'cause even with the weight loss, here's some facts. I am still a short Asian man. So I don't know if that falls into anyone's type. You know, I read an article a few weeks ago that said that that people that have dogs and cats as their profile pictures on dating apps get matched more than Asian men. So, yeah, that's on you more than me. You know, that's on you guys. I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't help that. You know, I'm not. No, it's funny too though because now I'm like attracted to women with diabetes. That's where I'm at. Because we have a lot to relate to. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot we could relate to. And I hit on them like this. I ask them what their type is, you know? And if they start going, well, my type is like tall, dark. No, not that. Like what? No, literally, what is your type? Is it 1 or 2? And I need to know, you know? Because if you're type 1, I ain't fucking with you, you know? That's a lot of maintenance, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of... That's too much. Type 2 is where it's at, because, you know, they pop pills, I pop pills, you know, we get it, you know? It's fine. I was inferred at the West LA VA. You guys know where that place is? Santa Monica, beautiful hospital. The only reason I was able to get taken care of there because I'm a veteran, so you're welcome. No. No, I only gave up my early 20s for your freedom, so... No, it's funny though, because that weekend I was prepared to have like a really bad weekend, you know? But I don't know, this was the same weekend that Joe Coy hosted the Golden Globes. So I was laying there and I was like, you know what? At least I'm not the only Filipino having a shitty weekend. A lot of people assume just because Joe Coy is Filipino and I'm Filipino, he's my favorite comedian. That's just not true. But here's the one thing I am grateful for Joe Coy. If it wasn't for Joe Coy, my parents would not understand what the fuck I'm doing. That is a fact. Because I don't know if you guys know how Filipinos work, all right? Filipinos don't acknowledge another thing unless another Filipino is doing it successfully. That is how we function. So, but it's funny now because now that they know what I do, what they do is compare me to Joe Coy, which is like the stereotypical, you know, Asian cousin thing to do, you know? Just like I'm like, hey mom, I performed at a bar last night, and she's like, why aren't you selling out arenas? I'm like, I'm not fair. No, it's kind of funny though, because I like to imagine before they understood what this was, like they would see pictures of me on social media just doing this, just a mic in front of my face and just not knowing what this was and having to explain to their friends, you know, like I don't know what John's doing. What is this, like an adult spelling bee he's doing? I don't know. I think to be honest, I don't know. I think adult spelling bees are more credible than stand-up, I think. Because at least you have to be intelligent to do that, right? You know? Spell words. But now I got diabetes, which is fine. It's funny too, because I also suffer from depression. Yeah. Anyone else sad? You're sad as hell? Nice, yeah, no. It's funny that I got diabetes and depression now because, like, depression, like, makes me think of suicide a whole lot. And, like, suicide is a scary thing, you know? It seems like a painful thing to do. But now it's hysterical because now you're telling me that now I have diabetes and depression, right? If things get too much, right? If life gets too hard, are you telling me all I have to do is eat an entire pack of Oreos? You know what what I'm saying? Like, if you see me at a Ben and Jerry's trying all 31 flavors, I'm in a bad place. Exactly. But listen, all right? But I'm not going anywhere because, listen, Asian Americans, we are doing amazing right now, right? We are killing it, right? Asians? Yeah, man, we are doing it, man. And like, listen, I'm a millennial, all right? And this pertains to the Gen X Asians too. When I was a teenager growing up, I thought the epoch of Asian finesse, right? I thought our biggest success was gonna make people spell Asian A-Z-N, you know? Just, I thought the highest we would ever go was just objectifying our women as Asian baby girls, you know? Just putting LEDs underneath our Honda Civics. You know, I was like, it's not gonna get better than this, you know? Remember when we covered Tupac's changes with "Got Rice, Bitch"? You know? Got rice, bitch. Got rice. A bunch of Asians saying the N-word. That was awesome. I was like, this will age well. But no, we're done. You know, we don't have to do that. We don't have to put lights underneath our Honda Civics.
Hey, yeah!
It's a Honda Civic revving up right there. I feel like someone's actively trying to throw me off my game. I've been doing this for 10 years, bitch. But listen, man, we're killing it now. We're killing it now, you know what I'm saying? Like Parasite, right? Everything, everywhere, all at once, past lives. We're doing so many things, you know? But listen, Asians, all right? We've got to keep the pressure on. We've got to keep demanding these franchises, all right? Because this is what's happening. Hollywood is giving us one shot at it, and they're going to take it away. Listen, Emma Stone won another Oscar this year, all right? She's the queen of Hollywood. They're going to let her start playing Asian again. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. You know, white people still have a lot of control, all right, in Hollywood, all right? Remember when Tom Cruise said that he was the last samurai? And then we all went, yeah, that sounds good. That definitely, you know? I think, you know, to me, the most surprising thing is that there hasn't been a sequel to Crazy Rich Asians yet. Right? What happened? You know? Like, was Awkwafina's asking price too high? Like, what's going on? You know, like was Awkwafina all like, I'm not going to do an impression of Awkwafina. I'm not going to stick up for us that much. That's, do we need another season of Nora from Queens? I'm just I think we get it. I'm a proud Filipino, though. I really do enjoy being Filipino, you know, specifically. We're an inexplicably just happy, joyous people, you know what I'm saying? We just exude joy, you know? Like, for example, I don't know if you guys know this, there's a show in the Philippines called Wow Wow Wee. Like, I don't even have to describe to you what that show is. Doesn't it just invoke joy? Just to hear that? It's like, it must be fun, you know? Like, very different from our brothers and sisters up north that have to name their shows like Funny Game Show Game Time, you know? Like, like you don't have to shove it down our throats, you just gotta be it, you know? And listen, here's the thing about Filipinos, you know, like we are rising in so many areas, and I'm so proud. You know, like for example, sports. You know, we're doing so well in sports now. We're more than Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? We're, you know, no offense to our Lord and Savior, but there are other people doing things. You know, like that, like we're in the Olympics, winning gold. You know, yeah. My friend the other day told me that there are Pinoys in the NBA that are dunking on fools. Yeah, Pinoys in the NBA dunking on fools. Yeah, I heard that and I was like, they gotta be mixed. Well, but it still counts, you know? It still counts. So we'll take it, you know? Because listen, the 50% of the genes that are letting them dunk, right? The 50% of genes that are us, we're giving them that underdog story. You know what I'm saying? We're like, they overcame their recessive genes that might have prohibited them from, you know. So, you know, I'm just say this to Manny. You can hang up your gloves. You don't have to knock out another Hispanic person ever again. It's fine. Other people are picking it up, you know. And even our women, man, even our women. I'm so proud of Filipino women. Make some noise, yeah. They are more than just the woman that your recently divorced middle-aged uncle brings home for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? You know the one on that one trip to Southeast Asia for business, and then turned out not to be that. But yeah, like for example, you know, our women, we crush beauty pageants. Yeah, we like Filipino women win so many beauty pageants. It's insane. Like, do you guys remember the beauty pageant that Steve Harvey fucked up? Remember that one? That went to Miss Columbia, then they forgot that there was a Filipino in the competition. And then they were just like, get the crown back, motherfucker. Oh my gosh, the rule, you know? Like, it's like, your Coke's no good here, Miss Columbia. I'm gonna get killed by Colombians. No, but yeah, and listen, like it's honestly, I think one of the reasons is because there isn't like one stereotype of the Filipino beauty, right? It just comes in a variety, which is amazing. And in a way, like this is not gonna be popular to say, but you know, thanks colonization, you know, just hundreds of years of mixing just evolved our women into just a rainbow spectrum of just all types of beauty, you know, so. It's called silver linings. That's what it is. Listen, there was a time that the Filipino women were winning so many beauty pageants that we got banned from beauty pageants. Do you know that? Filipino women, they got banned. You know, all the beautiful women in the world got together, and then they just said, fuck you. You're not allowed to participate. Which, you know, to be honest, to me, it seems like a little bit of bullying because, you know, what's the Philippines really doing to the world, you know? Like, we're not starting wars, you know? Like, you can't just give us our beauty pageants, you know? Just like, what are you going to do next? To fucking unplug our karaoke machine, you know? Like, we no longer have this power. You took Journey from us, you motherfuckers. What's next? No, but it's funny to me too, because I feel like if you were a beauty pageant lady in any of these competitions where there were no Filipino ladies, like even if you won, right? Did you win? You know? Did you? You know, like it's kind of like if you played in the NBA, you got to the finals, and then you found out they're not letting Michael Jordan play. You know, like. Are you really being tested? You know, are you really the best? That's all I'm saying. But no, but I'm an OG Filipino, man. I was born in the Philippines. All right. Yeah. And listen, and that precluded me to a very awesome experience because I was adopted. Yeah, I'm adopted. So, are there any adoptees in here? Anyone who adopted? No. Not in the first show either. It's crazy. No adoptees. All of your parents wanted you and accepted you. They kept you around. Right? No, there's no one wanted miracles in here. That's no hand-me-down children. No one stork had to make a second stop just to. No, listen. Being adopted is pretty cool, though. You know what I'm saying? Like being adopted is pretty dope. Because for one, you know, when I go to the doctors and they're just like, "Can you tell us about your family medical history?" I just shrug. Could be anything. My dad's the king of Thailand. But here's something about adoption. I don't know if you guys know. Did you know that there are tiers to adoption? There are tiers to this shit, you know? Because, like, for me, I was in a unique situation because I was adopted back into my family. So in layman's term, that means I'm an Asian that was adopted back into an Asian family, which is the worst deal I found the adopted people. The top tier, the S tier in the adoption world is getting adopted by a celebrity. That is the best case scenario, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure that none of Angelina Jolie's kids regret getting adopted, you know what I'm saying? Pretty sure none of them want to go to their country of origin, you know what I'm saying? And if they are, they're staying at the Radisson, you know, just so it's celebrities, and underneath them it's white people. Because we have all seen that Asian that is adopted by white folks, right? Like the happiest Asians you ever meet, you know? Inexplicable. They know how to play tennis and stuff. It's weird. It's weird, you know? And then below that is just everybody else. No one wants to be adopted by anybody else. But the other thing about being adopted too is that it put me in another awesome situation. I was raised with 3 different siblings, 2 of them through adoption, and then I have 1 blood sister in the Philippines. And growing up with that is awesome, you know. But what I want to focus on more though is my sister in the Philippines, and she's an amazing person. You know, and if I had more time to talk about her, I would talk about her for hours. She's badass, you know, because she grew up in the Philippines, and the Philippines is not the nicest place to grow up in. You know what I'm saying? She had to avoid a lot of things, you know, drugs, alcohol, the sex trade, a lot of things. You know, but she rose above that, and I just look at those things, and those are things I would definitely have just like fell face first into, you know, and really just thought was amazing, and which makes me think the universe really did give me a break, you know, by sending me to the United States, because honestly, if I grew up in the Philippines, I probably would call myself like King Sleaze or something. Because I've been back to the Philippines, and I was like, I would have been a menace. That's. But you know, she rose above that, and that's something. You know, she's a nurse and she works at a hospital. And she's just kicking ass. But the one thing I am grateful for her too is that she has given me information I thought I never knew I wanted, and that is information on my biological parents. Yeah, she told me all about them. So these are my parents. Well, I'm going to put a grain of salt for my dad, because my sister supposedly found a man who claimed to be our father. She met him in the middle of the night in a construction site. So, as I said before, my sister's badass. I don't know any woman that would ever go to the construction site in the middle of the night. You know, she was ready. But this is what my dad did. So my dad was a carpenter by trade, all right, and it was him and a bunch of his friends, his little band of merry men, and they were all carpenters. And what they would do is that they would go from town to town, and they would get jobs and get paid under the table to build buildings, all right. But here's the kicker: these men thought it was their God-given right that every time they would go to a new city and start a new building, they had to start a family. and as long as it took them to build a building, they would stay with this family. Once they were done with that building, they would just get up and then abandon their family and go on to the next city and do it over again. That is what they thought God wanted them to do. That is what this man told my sister. My sister still stayed and listened to him, you know. And like, here's the thing about that too, because that's the thing that made me immediately question if this was really my dad. Okay, because if it is my dad, Dad, why didn't I inherit any of your riz? You telling me there's a Filipino man that looks exactly like me, banging a bunch of women and starting families? I can't even get a woman to speak to me for 3 minutes, you know? I've timed it, you know? Try to beat my record. 3 minutes is the max. She always has some place to be. And then she steps 2 feet away from me and just looks in another direction. But listen, y'all, if you're ever in the Philippines and you enter a building and it falls on top of you, I'm sorry, that's probably one of my dad's. But I think the more interesting person here is my mom. My mom was an interesting woman. She was, when I heard about her, I saw all these parallels to me, which was kind of crazy. You see, she was a brilliant smart woman that did not want to pursue being a brilliant, successful person. She was free-spirited in a way, and like growing up, from what my sister told me, you know, my mom, she would go to high-end restaurants and cafes, right? And she would either try to find a uniform for that place, or she'd go up to families and she would just tell them jokes and tell them stories, talk story to them, you know, and then they would love her so much, they would love these things, that they would literally offer her employment. She was a nanny and a housekeeper. And then they would bring her and my sister in to live with them for months. And in that way, you know, they never ever stayed in the street, you know what I'm saying? And when I heard that, I was like, wow, how crazy, like how close, you know, because what my sister told me about my mom is that these jokes she was telling, these stories that she was telling, they weren't like tug at your heartstrings type things. These were dirty jokes. These were like not appropriate to tell. And I was just like, how eerie, you know what I'm saying? It's like she told these jokes, she told these stories to get into people's houses so she could live and thrive and raise my sister. And I was like, I tell jokes and tell stories to get into your house to sleep with you. And I was just like so close. Me and my mom, so weirdly close, you know. And it's funny because it all kind of culminated to this. Back in 2015, my mom passed away, and sorry, or did you just go oh? My mom passed away, and for some reason, that was the time that my family thought it was a good time to finally meet my sister in real life. And we already had a relationship beforehand. We connected through Facebook. We would video chat, but this was the first time I was going to meet my sister in real life. And I remember being in the plane over there, just feeling terrified, just not knowing who was going to meet me when I landed, right? Because, you know, even though we talked and we knew each other, I was expecting someone who was bitter, you know, angry, maybe jealous, you know. And I realized I was kind of projecting my feelings onto her. Because let me tell you, when we landed, I met my sister. The sweetest person I've ever met. Seriously, she was an angel. And like it's funny because later on, she would tell me that she was actually terrified to meet me. And the thing that terrified her was she thought she was gonna disappoint me, which dumbfounded me. Me. A guy that had to get diabetes to lose weight. I remember telling her, I was like, listen, I am the walking definition of disappointment. You did not do that, you know? And it's funny, too, because the other thing I was confused about, too, was because I had never met my mom. I had never had one conversation with her. And this was the first time I was ever going to be in her presence. And I was trying to find something to feel. Because honestly, it was hard for me to find something to feel, you know? And I remember just one day, being in the funeral home, sitting next to my sister, looking over at my mom who adopted me, who's just my mom, and I love you. and I looked over at my mom in her casket, and sorry, I've done this bit before. I swear.
Safe space. It's a safe space.
Thank you.
Spell something.
No. Well, let me tell you about my crimes. No. No. So here I'm at this funeral home, and I'm sitting next to my sister and looking over my mom, who adopted me, who's just my mom, and I love her. And I looked over at my mom in her casket, and I had two thoughts that went through my mind at that moment, and it just dawned on me. The first one was, thanks, Mom, for everything. And the second one was, this is the weirdest family reunion I'll ever attend. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. Go home, get home safe. Have a great night. Thank you so much.